Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Amit, and I welcome you on behalf of Informa Marcus to the 7th edition of RenewX, South India's biggest sourcing fair, where we gather to explore the latest advancements and innovations in the field of sustainable energy. As we embark on this journey of discovery, accelerating India's pledge to net zero emissions, I would like to share two inspiring quotes with you. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will do it for us, by Robert Swan. The quote highlights the importance of taking individual responsibility of planet's future and the role of renewable energy plays in mitigating climate change. The second, the Stone Age didn't end because we ran out of stones. It ended because we invented something better, by Sheikh Yamani. This quote speaks to the idea of renewable energy as not just a moral imperative, but also an opportunity to create new and better technologies that will power our future. Let's embrace this opportunity and work towards a cleaner, greener future together. Let us take a moment and reflect on the gift of life and the opportunities before us and ask for God's guidance, wisdom, and strength as we move forward. May I request Mr. Yogesh Mudras, Managing Director, Informa Markets, and Mr. Rajneesh Khattar, Senior Group Director, to accompany our dignitaries to the lamp lighting as I call upon Shri Sunil Sharma ji, IAS, Special Chief Secretary, Energy Department, Government of Telangana, Shri Ajay Mishra ji, IAS, Director General, Renewable Energy Society of India and former Special Chief Secretary, Government of Telangana, Shri Y. Sathish Reddy ji, Chairman, Telangana State Renewable Energy Development Corporation Limited, Mr. Bhagyathej Reddy, Director, Powers and Utilities, PwC, Shri N. Janaya ji, Vice Chairman and Managing Director, Telangana State Renewable Energy Development Corporation, and Mr. Abhijit Sinha, National Program Director, Ease of Doing Business, Project Director, NHEV, Disha, Drone Pilot, and President, CPOS of India.
वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् ॐ तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् ॐ तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात्
Thank you. May I request our guests to please take their seats. And may I further request Mr. Yogesh Mudras to accompany Shri Sunil Sharma ji, Shri Ajay Mishra ji, and Shri Y. Satish Reddy ji to the stage, please. And may I also request Yogesh to present a green token from our side to Sunil sir, Ajay sir, and Satish ji.
Truck 15 in the DMC.
Right. Thank you so much, Yogesh. Now, may I please request Rajneesh Khattar, Senior Group Director in Informa Markets, to accompany Mr. Bhagyathej Reddy and Shri N. Janaya ji, Vice Chairman Managing Director, TS Vedco, to join us on the stage, please, and present them a green token.
Truck 15 in the DMC.
Thank you so much, Rajneesh. Ladies and gentlemen, as a token of respect, may I request you all to please stand up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you. Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, before we embarked on the further journey of opening ceremony of the 7th edition of Renewable Energy, we would like you to show what Informa Market is all about and what we've been doing across the borders of India and within India. Can we have the corporate video of Informa Markets followed by Informa Markets India corporate video? Right, ladies and gentlemen, uh, before further ado, we're running a little late. So I would call upon Mr. Yogesh Mudras for his welcome address. Thank you so much. Yogesh, please.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome from me and my team at Informa Markets in India to the 7th edition of RenewX, the largest sourcing fair for renewable sector in South India. I'm so pleased to have you all here at this show. This is, as I said, the 7th edition, and this show has been growing year on year. Please join me in welcoming the dignitaries who have joined us on the dais. Our chief guest and the keynote speaker today is Shri Sunil Sharma ji, IS Special Chief Secretary, Energy Department, Government of Telangana. Then we have with us Shri Ajay Mishra ji, IS Director General, the Renewable Energy Society of India, and former Special Chief Secretary, Government of Telangana. We also have with us Shri Y. Sathish Reddy, Chairman, Telangana State Renewable Energy Development Corporation. Then we also have with us Shri Janeya ji, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of TSSPDCL. Then we have on stage Shri Bhagyathej Reddy, Director Power and Utilities PwC, who will deliver the industry address, and my colleague Rajnish Khattar, who is Senior Group Director at Informa Markets in India. As we all know, the renewable sector has been in limelight over the past few years. It's also to do with the huge amount of growth that we are seeing in the sector, and also the government policies and support and funding support that has come to the sector. The government has set targets of generating over 50% power through renewable energy in the next few coming years. Having said that, the investments are also being attracted to this sector. We are expecting about US $25 billion in investments by this year, 2023, which is supposed to reach about $35.6 billion by in next 5 years, 2028. So that's about 10% plus CAGR that we are going to expect to see in this sector. Having said that, our show RenewX is, as I said, the largest sourcing fair for the sector in South India, and over here there is it's a perfect show to meet the who's who of this industry and also see the products out here which are being launched, innovations which are being launched. We also have a two-day conference which is going to take place, and the theme of which is advocating towards net zero emissions. This will further illuminate the show with array of new ideas, innovations, and technologies. We all know South Indian states have been at the forefront of the implementation of renewable sector and renewable energy projects that we are seeing. Telangana in itself is ranked 4th in solar energy sector owing to a series of initiatives taken by the state government out here. As an industry which believes that we are always better together, it is heartening to witness the trust and enthusiasm which is being seen at RenewX, and it will grow in greater heights in the coming years. Having said that, I thank you all for supporting us over the years and your contribution rendered towards the show. I especially want to thank TS Redco, Indian Biogas Association, Ease of Doing Business, National Highways for Electric Vehicles, IGF, Indo-German Energy Forum, NSIC, Electronics Industries Association of Andhra Pradesh, and TELMA, the Telangana Electronic Manufacturing Industry Association, for their unstinted support that we have received for this show over the years. Meanwhile, as we are talking of RenewX, our flagship show in this sector, REI, is going to take place in the month of October in Greater Noida. It's home for so many years now, India Expo Mart. It's going to take place from 4th to 6th of October. I'd like to invite you all to come and join us for this show. Something new which we're trying this year is the launch of the battery show. The battery sector is booming a lot, and we have brought our own Informa. The battery show which happens in the US is getting launched in India here for the first time. And the Meta edition is going to take as a co-located show along with the Renewable Energy Show in Greater Noida. This show will bring together engineers, business leaders, top industry companies, and innovative thinkers that are doing groundbreaking work in this sector, and also which will power solutions across the globe. I'll recommend you all to block your dates for this show, which is, again, I reiterate, it's 4th to 6th of October 2023. At this show, we are also having our RenewX Awards in the 2nd edition, which will take place in this very room tomorrow, where the who's who of this industry who have done really innovative work and really something which is worth mentioning will be accredited tomorrow, especially the projects which have happened in South India in the past 1 year. But meanwhile, for now, I'll wish you all a fantastic 2 days ahead, 2 days of networking, 2 days of knowledge, insights, and also meeting your friends from industry. Thank you, and I look forward to interacting with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yogesh. Ladies and gentlemen, as we proceed further, I call upon Shri Sunil Sharma ji, IAS, Special Chief Secretary, Energy Department, Government of Telangana, for his keynote address. Can we have a round of applause for the chief guest, please?
Respected dignitaries on the dais and ladies and gentlemen, members from the press, photographers, and all the staff. A very good morning to all of you. It is indeed a very happy day because this program is being organized here today, RenewX. It is the 7th edition. That means I think probably 7th year we are doing this program. And I was told before the meeting started that the response is very good after the previous meetings which were conducted, and many industries, many people, and from different sections of the society they are coming forward and adopting renewable energy as the source of energy for production, for lighting, etc. See, basically, this is the need of the day. Because you know that energy, unless it is renewable, it will not last forever. Today, the main source of energy, as of you know, is coal. And apart from that, we have hydroelectricity, which is to a certain extent renewable, because whenever it rains, we cannot really depend on it continuously. But main is thermal, that is coal. Some place it is oil or gas. As all of you know, that coal cannot be produced. It was produced millions of years back by nature. Similarly, oil also cannot be produced by us. It was produced by nature, by fossil fuel. The woods, the forest, and the animal waste, which were compressed and subject to so much of compression and heat, were converted into oil and coal. And today we are utilizing the gift of nature to produce electricity. But the gift will not be permanent. And a day will come when we'll have no coal and no oil and also no natural gas. Then what to do? If we wake up then, it will be very late. So we have to wake up now. In fact, we have already woken up now to ensure that the production of energy is done through renewable energy. And the best source of renewable energy is sun god. That is solar energy. We get solar energy every day for 50% of the day. So that 50% of the day we have to utilize and see that we convert that into energy. Now the main challenge which comes is how to store this. So there are different ways. We have batteries, then we can convert it to green hydrogen, we can convert it to methane. So these are the things where we can do, and also the latest which has come up is reverse pumping. Wherever the electricity is generated through hydroelectricity, whatever water flows and converts that kinetic energy into electrical energy, it can be pumped back and again converted to potential energy, which will again get converted to kinetic energy and produce electricity. So this process can be done by solar energy. So during the daytime, we can store the water on the upper side, so that it can by gravity flow and again generate electricity. Then we can have newer ideas like whatever we are doing, supplying electricity to agriculture, that can be done during the daytime, most of it by using solar energy. And then night time, because we don't require water continuously to irrigate the fields. Although we are supplying electricity 24/7 to agricultural sector in the state, that's a great achievement of the state. We really are very proud to say that our state is doing so. But then we can utilize maximum solar energy during daytime to see that electricity is supplied. During night time, it can be supplied through our conventional energy, which is converted through thermal energy. So today, as I said, and then the public also should come forward to participate in this program of conserving the non-renewable what you say, material, and also to see that green and clean energy is produced. How can we come forward? Some people may think that we are only citizens. What can be our contribution? Definitely, your contribution is great. You adopt solar rooftops. By adopting solar rooftop, you can ensure that whatever electricity is being consumed by your house can be done by almost 100% of it can be done through solar energy. Then you would think, what is our benefit in that? Okay, I will contribute in this social cause, but what will I benefit? Definitely you will benefit in economic terms. Very roughly I can say, suppose you are paying a bill of 10,000 rupees per month. By adopting solar rooftop, you may end up paying something like 1,000 or even less than that. Because you could adopt the net billing. You have to adopt net billing in case you are doing that. In that, whatever you are taking minus whatever you are producing will be your bill every month. So it's a great advantage to you. Then even if you take a bank loan, then installment what you are paying to the bank will be less than what is your savings per month. So this is how you should understand and come forward. And everybody starts adopting solar, then you can understand how much you can save and how much the entire society can benefit. Then some people may ask, I am living in an apartment which is a multi-storied, part of the multi-story building. How can I adopt rooftop? I don't have a roof. But then your apartment has a roof. So your apartment can adopt the rooftop, and that electricity can be used for supplying electricity to common areas like the corridors, the roads, and the areas which are used for the purpose of pumping water, etc. Then you will not have to pay any maintenance for such common amenities in terms of electricity. So you can then, only you have to understand the concept, definitely then you will come forward. I have a rooftop on the top of my house. Earlier I used to think that, long back, not now, that if I adopt rooftop, then the supply may not be continuous, it may be erratic, and it might not be sufficient for my house. But I would like to say that you are not directly using the electricity which is being produced on the rooftop to your house. You are sending it to the grid, but you are getting electricity from the discom. So that way there is no problem for you. That whatever is being produced during peak time or non-peak time, that will be adjusted by the discom. You need not bother about that. Now, another field where the public can come forward and they can adopt renewable energy is by adopting electric vehicles. The same doubt I had in electric vehicle, that suppose I use electric vehicle, then it might not be running smoothly, it might be giving jerks, right? And then battery might get discharged halfway. But then now after using, I am personally using electric, although I have not bought it today, but I am using electric vehicle, there I am finding no problem at all. In fact, that electric vehicle is running more efficiently and more smoothly than the diesel or petrol vehicle. There is no problem. The whatever kilometer is assured for charging per charge, you are able to do that without any problem. There are no jerks, and the power of the vehicle, the torque or whatever you call, is better than your diesel or petrol vehicle. It is an automatic vehicle. You don't even have to change the gears. Whenever I drive, I find it very, very relaxing and convenient to drive an electric vehicle. And the rates are also coming down now. Charges, price is also coming down. And the government has given many concessions, like registration is free, etc., etc. And then so many other concessions are there when you purchase electric vehicle. Now more and more people are coming forward. But then one challenge which is there before us, in which under the leadership of our chairman of REDCO and our VC, is that setting up charging stations. So for that we are going ahead, because once that gap is fulfilled, because now today people feel that suppose they have to go to Vijayawada or they have to go to Guntur or any other city, on the way what they will do. Anyhow, it is coming up, it is a part of the development process. Once things start picking up, it will come. Remember when initially, I think something like 25 years or 30 years, when ATM machines were introduced, people were not very, how can it be possible? But then once it started to become at the even the villages, remote corner also we have ATM machines in which cash is put, lakhs and lakhs is put. What I'm trying to say, once a concept picks up, then there is no going back. Automatically the market forces etc. would move, take it forward and ensure that it becomes a success. Similarly, in this charging station also, very soon we are making a lot of efforts from the side of the government, and we will ensure that it is put up everywhere so that while having a cup of tea, when the what you say, uh, vehicle owner has a cup of tea, by the time he finishes his cup of tea, his vehicle is charged. That should be the system. Or when he does a shopping in some supermarket, it should be attached. That is what we were planning. I was discussing with our chairman and our VC also in all the meetings, and they are giving the full support and leadership in this case. That it should be such that a person comes to a place, it should be like a mini restaurant. He sits there with his family, has some snacks and tea, and in the meantime his vehicle gets charged. Similarly, while watching a movie in the cellars, there can be chargers. He is watching a movie, and by the time he comes out, his vehicle is charged. Similarly, other such places, shopping malls, etc., etc. Today, what do we do with our cell phones? We charge it at home. You can also have a charger at home also. It might take 8 hours, but no problem. In the night time, when you are not driving the vehicle, you can put on charge. It costs something like 30 to 40,000. It can be a, slow charger. No doubt, it will not be a fast charger. But then, why do you require a fast charger at home? When you are at home, even if it is 12 o'clock, if you come back to home at 12 o'clock in the night, you charge it. Morning you will not go before 8 o'clock. 8 hours is more than enough for it to be charged. What I am trying to say, that renewable energy should become a part of your life. I was talking to a gentleman the other day. He was saying that whoever has got independent, he can even adopt, he can adopt a solar cooker. Wherever both my husband and wife go for work, they can put this dal and rice in solar cooker, go for work. When they come back in the night, it will be hot. It will not get burnt. The food doesn't get burnt in that. What I'm trying to say, that it is such a good thing, renewable energy, and especially depending on the solar. You put, I think you must be knowing, all of you must be knowing, but at the cost of repetition, I'm saying, dal and rice, if you put in a solar cooker, go away. Even if it is 4 hours, it will be hot, but it will not get burnt. That is the, beauty of a solar cooker. So these things can become part of the life. And we can have a system by which, I think, through solar energy, directly not through solar light, but energy, it can be put in a solar cooker and it can work like a direct sunlight type of thing. So the day has come where we have to depend, and it is safe. Other forms of energy which are not, you can say, which were being adopted is something like nuclear, but that is very dangerous, as all of you know. In this Ukraine war and all that, some attacks were there, and then there was a possibility of leak, and you know what has happened in Chernobyl and all that. So we have to depend on something which is renewable and which is safe and which is clean and which is green. So that we don't have to bother. Every day our batteries will get charged because of solar, because sun rises every day. So these are the things which we have to follow in a big way, go forward, and each and every one has got a responsibility in this. Not only the government, even the public also. Responsibility in fulfilling a responsibility, you will gain also. I have given two examples: solar rooftop and electric vehicles. If you adopt these two, suppose you have a solar rooftop and you have electric vehicle, your electric vehicle will be almost free. Maintenance will be almost free because you are charging that electric vehicle with solar energy. You are not consuming any petrol or diesel, and then the maintenance of the vehicle will be, because you don't have that compression and engine and carburetor, etc., which has to be serviced in a conventional vehicle frequently. So, and whatever extra cost you are paying for the vehicle when you are purchasing an electric vehicle, even if you take a loan, the extra loan money you take, that will be offset by your savings every month. Suppose you are taking a loan in which you have to give an installment of 10,000 per month, etc., you are saving around 10,000 per month. So that will be offset with that. So what I mean to say, the concept is necessary today to be adopted by everybody. It is not a matter of choice. It is a compulsion which has to be adopted. Renewable energy has to be adopted. by 2040 we have to go 100% renewable energy. That's a mandate. So for that, everybody has got a responsibility, in which everybody has to move together, hand in hand, and a day should come when all these coal mines and these oil, this uh, wells, oil wells, coal mines should become museums. We have to go. The other day I had gone to Singareni, so I had seen one coal mine, not as a museum now, as a functioning coal mine. But tomorrow, after so many years, we have to see these coal mines. We have to go there and see as a museum. The school children should go. This used to be a coal mine earlier, from where we used to draw coal and generate LCD. So that the day should come. I was reading the other day that in Germany and some European countries, some of the coal mines have been converted to museums. The day should come. For that, these type of seminars, these type of meetings, these type of workshops are very essential. For that, we congratulate the RenewX, and we also thank our special CS sir, our ex-special CS sir Ajay Mishra Garu, and also our chairman Sir Sathish Garu, and our VC Garu, and all others who have come here to encourage. And I am also very, very happy, enthused to be a part of this. But today, you have to excuse me, I have to leave early because our state, another feather in the cap of our state is the new secretariat. So I have to go because 30th it is being inaugurated. Our Honorable Chief Minister, dynamic and very visionary Chief Minister, has got it constructed. And we are shifting there on the 30th. Today I have to go and make some arrangements for shifting because today is the 28th. Today and tomorrow, 2 days only I have. So you have to excuse me for this. And whenever such a program is there, I'm very happy to be participating in that. Thank you very much. And wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Secretary. It was an honor to have you over here. Pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, the program continues as it was. May I please request Mr. Bhagyathej Reddy, Director Power and Utilities, PwC, to present the industry address. Mr. Reddy, please.
So good morning, everyone. Thanks, Yogesh and team, for providing me this opportunity to give industry address. On behalf of PwC India, I would like to welcome esteemed dignitaries, guests, and attendees. So as you would know, India is likely to be the fastest growing major economy this year. And it is official that India has surpassed China as the most populous nation in the world. Therefore, the world is looking at how India's growth story will unfold more than ever. Also, India's shift towards a middle-income country can serve as a blueprint for other emerging economies. The choices that we make on energy policy and in their implementation will have a direct bearing on the climate change problem being grappled across the world. In November 2021, Honorable Prime Minister pledged in COP26 that India would be net zero by 2070. Since then, Indian government has updated its NDC, Nationally Determined Contribution, to UNFCCC with the following. 1. To reduce emissions of the GDP by 45% from 2005 level by 2030. And to achieve 50% installed capacity from non-fossil fuel-based energy resources by 2030. And thirdly, to create an additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons of CO2 equivalent through additional forest and tree cover by 2030. So these three quantified commitments form the basis for India's journey towards net zero. And today, I would like to focus on what happened over the last 18 months and what needs to be done in the medium term. At an overall level, on commitments of energy and reduction of energy intensity, India is bringing them down significantly. Against the base year of 2005, we are already down by 25%, and that's heartening. However, if you see the growth happened in GDP from 2005 till today, it's predominantly on large services sector, which are anyways less polluting than the heavy industry. But going forward, there is an emphasis on manufacturing-led investment growth till 2030. It could be through government's push through PLI or geopolitical reasons of China plus one strategy being adapted by global companies. Let's look at the four chief sources of emissions that we are grappled with today. One is electricity, second is industry, third is transport, and fourth is buildings. So let me get into all four of them on what we are doing and what are the targets and how we are likely to achieve over the next 6-7 minutes. So coal meets 45% of India's primary energy demand, but is responsible for 70% of India's energy sector emissions, CO2 emissions. The carbon intensity of India's power sector is 725 grams of CO2 per unit generated. For comparison, the global average is about 510 grams, or the European average is about 230 grams per unit. Now, the problem comes when we try to export our produce to, say, for instance, Europe. So Europe has a planned carbon border taxation coming up from October this year, and exports from India to Europe, especially the textiles, chemicals, and pharma, are likely to be impacted with this move. And at an overall level, India has achieved 43% of installed generation capacity from non-fossil fuels. And if you look at each of the states like Rajasthan, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, apart from states in Himalayan belt, have already crossed 50% installed capacity. So therefore, achieving a target of 50% non-fossil fuel-based capacity by 2030 appears to be easy. As the share of renewables is expected to increase due to favorable economics and investments, there will be a problem with intermittency. And this is where the government of India has notified guidelines for operationalizing pumped hydro plants earlier this month. The tenders to procure standalone storage by SECI, NTPC, and Power Corporation of Karnataka have seen good traction and a competitive tariff discovery. Therefore, a roadmap is being chalked out and rolled out as we see for renewable integration. So moving on to the second segment, transportation. Government of India's FAME2 scheme has provided an impetus to electric sales in the country. State governments too have established a supportive policy landscape with close to 25 states with EV policies or have notified draft versions to encourage investments and consumption of EVs. The total sales in FY23 have crossed 10 lakh units for the first time and were double of what were sold in FY22. But from an overall automobile sales perspective, the sales constitute to be a meager 5% of the total sales, and that too predominantly two-wheelers and three-wheelers. So therefore, a target to achieve 30% of EV sales from 30% of total sales to be from EVs as per FAME2 appears to be a difficult task. So moving on, in terms of what Government of India is doing to encourage EVs, there is a PLI-backed scheme to hasten investments in EVs. Likewise, DFIs like KFW are aiding public institutions in this transition. And beyond EVs, the Indian government has amended national policy on biofuels to achieve ethanol blending in petrol much earlier. 20% target, which was there till 2030, is being ascended to 2026 now. The third segment I would like to focus is on industry. While manufacturing-led growth has been government's focus, like I mentioned earlier, it must be planned for sustainable operations. It means powering their energy through renewables or through Industry 4.0-led efficient operations to address the problem of emissions. Now, on these two elements, first on procurement of renewable energy, the industry has doubled the capacity in 2023 from renewables to 3,500 megawatt. Over the next 2 years, this market is likely to grow to about 10 gigawatts of capacity. And also the large energy users also given an option to adopt green tariff in the states of Telangana, AP, Karnataka, and Maharashtra. On the sustainable and efficient operations front, T-Hub, for instance, in Hyderabad, has a center of excellence to disseminate Industry 4.0 practices. Similarly, Government of TN has 2 partnerships with GE and Siemens. Moving on from cement and steel manufacturing to its chief consumer, buildings as a sector. In fact, buildings are the biggest emitter after electricity and transport across the world. In India too, they constitute a fifth of total CO2 emissions and nearly 33% of nation's energy use. With continued urbanization, the buildings are likely to see the highest growth in emissions. To address this at a policy level, 6 more states during this year have notified Energy Conservation Building Code, taking the total to 18 states. The ECBC guidelines are important as they promote 25% less energy consumption in buildings rather than a typical building. In fact, in Telangana, TS Redco is facilitating the same for adoption. However, the institutional capacity to provide technical expertise on energy efficiency for architects, engineers, building planners, facility managers is not present in majority of the states and therefore need to be an object of focus. Finally, on the buildings front, Telangana is is in one of the top 5 states, along with Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and UP, for getting their building certificate as green buildings. Finally, on India's commitment to create an additional carbon sinks, the plans are afoot and the states are doing their own bit. Haritaharam in Telangana is a fairly good example to cover 33% of state's geographical area from existing 23.7%. In fact, Green TN mission in Tamil Nadu plans to achieve the same by 2032. So to conclude, we have made good start since the emission commitments were made 18 months back. While sectors like renewable energy have taken the limelight, segments like smart manufacturing or smart buildings need to take off to meet nation's ambitions in emission reduction. On this note, I look forward to hearing the other eminent speakers today. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Reddy, for sharing the industry view with us and let us know where we stand as on date. May I please request Shri Y. Sathish Reddy ji, Chairman, Telangana State Renewable Energy Development Corporation, to present his special address. Mr. Reddy. A round of applause, please. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all the exhibitors, leaders, industry experts, and guests present here at the Expo. I am honored to be one of among such distinguished guests here today. My warm greetings to Sri Ajay Mishra Garu, Director General, Renewable Energy Society of India and former Special CS Garu, and Sunil Sharma Garu, who went away, Special CS Garu, Government of Telangana, and our MD Janaya Garu, VC and MD TSSPDCL, and Yogesh Mudra Garu, Managing Director of Informa Markets in India, Mr. Bhagyathej Reddy Garu, Director of Power and Utilities at PwC, and Rajnish Kattar Garu, Director of Energy Portfolio at Informa Markets in India. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to Informa Markets for organizing the 7th edition of RenewX Expo, which aims to amplify renewable energy market in India, particularly in the south region, I think in Telangana. I appreciate the involvement of national and international stakeholders in showcasing their efforts and sharing their experiences and knowledge to strengthen the renewable energy market. As we continue to navigate the challenges and opportunities in the renewable energy sector, events such as RenewX provide a platform for collaboration, innovation, and growth. TSSPDCL is working dedicatedly with all relevant departments and stakeholders to develop new and innovative schemes for renewable energy in line with the Telangana government policies. Telangana is committed to reducing its dependency on fossil fuels, and under the guidance of Honorable Chief Minister Sri KCR Garu and Honorable Minister Sri Jagadish Reddy Garu, the state is making progress in quickly adopting electric vehicles and using renewable energy. As of March 31st this year, our state has commissioned 4,100 megawatt of solar projects, and the total renewable energy installed capacity in the state is 4,531 megawatts, which was less than 500 megawatt when the state was formed in 2014. These impressive figures reflect our government's strong commitment to sustainable energy and the efforts of all stakeholders involved. Further, Telangana state plans to add 11,000 megawatt renewable energy in the next 4 to 5 years to meet the growing power demand with focus on sustainable solar power. This underscores the government's commitment to sustainable energy and a healthier environment. Telangana state is committed to exploring the utilizing every opportunity to expand its renewable energy sources, including solar, hybrid solar and wind, pumped storage, and hydrogen. The state is determined to harness the potential of these sustainable energy sources for the benefit of its people and the environment. By promoting the investing in the growth of renewable energy sector, the government aims to create a cleaner, greener future of Telangana and pave the way of sustainable economic growth. India's first 100% green government building will soon be here in Telangana. TS Redco office building will be a super energy conservation building code ECBC and grid interactive net zero energy structure. Telangana, a young state, has already established itself as a leader in the renewable energy. It ranks second in the terms of renewable solar power capacity per unit, fourth in solar power generation, and fifth in all overall energy, renewable energy. In fact, Telangana is the only state to have surpassed 2022 target, renewable energy target by 254%. Under the leadership of CM KCR Garu, the state has won numerous prestigious awards, including second place in National Energy Conservation Awards. Telangana's commitment to renewable energy is further evidenced by the government's plan to install rooftop solar systems in all government schools, of which first phase 1521 schools are in progress. This will not only help in improving the renewable energy but also act as a awareness tool to ensure the importance of clean energy to school students. And our world-class solar roof cycling track alongside the ORR Outer Ring Road, which is set to receive dedicated tracks for cyclists, in addition to offering protection from sun, rain, and other weather conditions while generating clean energy through solar energy. Kudos to our young and dynamic Minister Sri KTR Garu, who made possible this. The government of Telangana is committed to promoting electric mobility and accelerating the adoption of EVs throughout the state. At present, we have 500 EV charging stations, with plans to increase the number to 3,000 by 2025 ending. The government is committed to expanding the EV charging stations, charging infrastructure throughout the state, and is currently the only state in India with a significant number of government-owned charging stations. I would like to express my gratitude to organizers for selecting Hyderabad as the venue for this event. It is an honor to host the RenewX Expo in our city. I understand that RenewX has been around since 2014 and its journey parallels that of Telangana, steady and resilient. We take pride in supporting and promoting events that contribute to the growth of the renewable energy sector. I thank you for the opportunity to be part of this expo. I am confident that this event will accelerate and boost the promotion of renewable energy and e-mobility market. TS Redco is committed to encouraging and supporting all stakeholders in their efforts to strengthen the promotion of renewable energy and electric vehicle adoption in the state. Before I conclude, I would like to encourage each one of you who are here from the other states to take some time and explore the beautiful city of Hyderabad. The city's diversity is reflected in its food, culture, heritage, and technology. And I assure you that you will be amazed by what you see and experience, whether it's savoring the delicious Hyderabadi biryani or visiting the iconic infrastructure. Hyderabad has something for everyone. So take a little tour around the city and get to know it better. Thank you all your attention. On behalf of TS Redco, I assure you all my full support in whatsoever is required to any one of you in regards to clean energy. We are also open and approachable to receive suggestions and feedback. Before I end, I would like to add that Telangana launches India's first e-mobility valley to accelerate the growth of e-mobility come invest in Telangana and have an enriching experience. Thank you once again. Jai Telangana, Jai Bharat.
Thank you so much, Sathish Garu, for sharing the stage offerings. It was a pleasure. May I now please request Sri Ajay Mishra ji to deliver his special address. Ajay sir.
Dignitaries on the dais, respected chairperson of TS Redco, Sathish Reddy Garu, organizers, Yogesh ji, Rajneesh ji, my colleague Janaya from TS Redco, MD, and Sri Bhagyathej Reddy ji from PwC. Friends, it is very difficult to say anything new after PwC expert has given details about the renewable energy and a practicing organization chief like Sathish Reddy has told about the initiatives this state has taken for renewable energy. At a personal level, I can say that I feel at home whenever I come. I've been coming to this RenewX functions for last 6 years out of 7 years in Telangana. So I'm happy. Friends, renewable energy is not an option today. We do not have an option. We have to go for renewable energy. The only option we have is whether to go slow or to go fast. Some targets were set by the national government for 2022 regarding renewable energy. I'll not repeat that because except for one main target, all the other targets were met. I'm talking about the subheads among the targets. That subhead was rooftop solar. Out of the total 175 GW target for renewable energy as by the end of 2022, out of 40 GW target for rooftop solar for the country, we achieved around 8 GW. Except that most of the other targets were overall achieved. The point made by our present Special Chief Secretary Sunil Sharma ji, people have to come forward and play a role in the energy movement today. Rooftop solar is one of them. In this state, I may be repeating the number game. We have reached more than 200 megawatt of rooftop solar by now. In the last, 90% of it coming in the last 5 to 6 years. But then, as a country, we are on a much more exciting path in the days to come. By 2030, as mentioned, from 170 to 173 gigawatt today, we are planning to achieve 500 gigawatt by 2030. It's not a small number. It's not easy to achieve. What are the sectors where we'll have to focus? If we see the energy sector, primarily, basically 3 parts: generation, distribution, transmission. how we have been able to achieve the targets of generation of electricity because of increasing participation by the private sector during the last 10 years. And the story of renewable energy is substantively the story of private sector coming into active role along with the government and contributing to the power generation. But when we look at the transmission sector and the distribution sector, their story is slightly different or more different. Distribution sector, countrywide, more than 90% of it is still in the public domain, government domain. Similar is the number game for transmission sector. When we are planning for increase of more than 325 gigawatt in the renewable energy sector, plus at least 150 to 200 gigawatt in the non-renewable energy sector, much improvements, much focus has to go in the transmission and distribution sector also. Government of India has announced plans, assistance in 4 months back for transmission sector. They keep on, public money has to flow into that. It can't be total private participation. But one more sector which is to be improved is the distribution sector. More than 90% in public domain. Most of the DISCOMs, as I say, they are on ventilator. They are running their cash flow on day-to-day, week-to-week basis. That cannot be the foundation for our energy story, which has to become more dynamic, which has to become more sustainable, which has to become more cost efficient. The changes required, modifications required, I'll not elaborate, they are well known. It's the administrative political will which has to come forward and take steps, timely steps in that direction. That is the need of the hour. In next 25 years, we are planning to be energy self-sufficient. All of you know how many billions of dollars we spent on imports of energy raw material. Renewable energy, which includes the upcoming green hydrogen sector, that holds the promise for us as a country. In collaboration with the other sectors also. I'm not minimizing the importance of the other renewable energy sectors like solar, wind, nuclear, offshore also. That holds the promise for us to be an energy exporting country in the next 25 years if we plan and implement properly. There are challenges. Green hydrogen is not popular today. Why it should be? 10 years back, solar was costing about 15 to 16 rupees per unit. No one was going for it. Today, green hydrogen costs around $4 to $5 per kg. Institutions are hesitant to go for it, except for symbolic, experimental initiatives. But then, the solar electricity price comes down in the last 10-12 years from 16 to 18 to 2 rupees to 3 rupees today. with research, R&D, few $billion being committed in our country itself, we should see the price of green hydrogen coming to approximately $1 per kg. The day that is achieved overall, we will start seeing a tremendous change in the green energy scenario in the country by way of exporting. Sorry, by way of exporting, not importing. We are importing presently. What kind of initiatives are needed beyond taking care of the DISCOMs? Microgrids is one area where our country has to move forward, because many remote areas, the provision of electricity, especially transmission, etc., is not cost efficient. How it is done, there will be resistance in the initial phases, but that has to be overcome. Energy markets have to improve. That is one more sector. Then carbon storage, carbon utilization, much R&D has to go into that sector. Presently, if you talk to people, they say, no, this doesn't happen, this is not useful. But then, those are the future areas where work has to happen, R&D has to be there, investment has to be there, and the returns will be there. I mentioned in the last conference, I think here only, with regards to solar rooftop, because that is one area where our targets are not matching the promise, the potential. That when we fly into Hyderabad, when we see from the plane window, we should see the solar panels on the rooftop of the buildings, not the brown rooftops. So once that happens, that will contribute much. India has potential. See, as per the research estimates, it's not my research, we have potential for 1700 gigawatts of renewable energy. We are committing 500 only by end of this decade. Only thing is the right steps, the right collaborations, the private-public cooperation and partnership, which is needed to make our dreams, our potential into reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ajay sir, for sharing all the thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come towards the closing of the opening ceremony, I would like to request Mr. Rajneesh Khattar, Senior Group Director, Informa Markets, to present his closing address. And just before we close the address, we also have an announcement to be made by Sri Abhijit Sinha. So I would request all you to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think in the interest of time, I would like to sacrifice my speech for the day. But I think the critical message after all the hearings from the dignitaries on the dais is one thing is very clear, that the climate change is not a challenge of tomorrow. It's an imperative for today. And we are so blessed and privileged to be in a state which is a very progressive mindset. It's a state which has in last 7 years crossed every single state and become number one in the per capita income as per the latest survey. I'm very happy and delighted to also mention that towards the advancement of renewable energy from the House of Informa, we have come up with a new offering. It's a digital offering which is a cutting edge B2B networking platform which we have created called REI Connect.online. And I'll take this opportunity to unveil the prototype and the logo of this digital offering, because this will it will create one centralized platform where the buyers and sellers can come together, do business very meaningfully, and that too transcending every geographical boundary. So may I request my team to bring the prototype on the table, and let's go for the huge round of applause while we unveil our digital offering, REIConnect.online.
Introducing REI Connect Online, a platform that brings buyers and sellers in the renewable energy industry together from around the world. The platform offers sellers an opportunity to showcase their products and services to a global audience and grow their businesses exponentially by creating compelling profiles and list their products. The platform offers businesses and individuals such as industrial consumers, dealers and distributors to source solutions from reputable renewable energy sellers. They can simply search for popular products or sellers across the platform. Advanced features such as filters and sort options enable them to narrow down the search to most relevant solutions. The platform allows buyers to access relevant information about the products and credible sellers. All sellers on the platform are verified before listing. Once satisfied, buyers can save their searches and contact sellers to inquire about the products. They also have the option to schedule virtual meetings with the sellers of their choice. Each inquiry creates a revenue opportunity to the sellers. REI Connect Online provides powerful lead generation tools for sellers that help them grow their business beyond any geographical boundaries. We facilitate efficient communication between buyers and sellers, streamlining the procurement process. The platform contributes to the advancement of the renewable energy industry as a whole. REI Connect Online. Embrace the future of renewable.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the latest offering from Informa Marcus, the RE Connect. Please visit it and make the best of the business out of it. May I please request Mr. Abhijit Sinha to present a small little address.
Not address, not announcement. I am just here for say thank you in a different manner, and which has been very well defined with this new logo. When we go in a conference, maybe participants' point of view, our thought process is very defined that there should be some tangible business, some tangible development, some progress should be done. And I'm very happy to share with you that 2 years back, when we were discussing the Hyderabad as a EV hub, and today, after 2 years, last year we could not do that program, that vision which we shared was not a very easy task to do, but it has now reached to its actual implementation on the ground with 500-kilometer national highway between Delhi, Jaipur and Delhi, Agra. Pilot got very, very successfully completed, and the best part is 5,000-kilometer extension, which has been now expanding across India, is also bringing 3 major electric highways to Telangana. And that's the sharing which I wanted to do with this. And with this, I invite all of you to join us on a special session on how Hyderabad can be an e-hub. This special session is going to define all 4 dreams of this entire electric mobility industry. Number 1, everyone wish to be net zero. And the Telangana state has only state who has capability to actually become net zero because of its solar power. Second, the manufacturing hub. Over a period of 3 years, industry has shown visible confidence on shifting, investing and manufacturing into this state. So third but not least, profitability. when you look at profitability, the conversion from fossil fuel to renewable energy is very significant in any type of calculation. And trust me, these two components of making Hyderabad e-hub is very, very positive, very sounding, humping and progressing. Thank you everyone for being very, very supportive from the state government, from Informa markets and from Tesco, Mishra sir, who have been very supportive during this period. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sinha. And ladies and gentlemen, with this we conclude the opening ceremony of the 7th edition of RenewX. I would request you all to be part of the sessions which start exactly at 12:30. And meanwhile, I request all our dignitaries to join us in the VIP room for a small little media briefing. Thank you.